Hey, have you ever heard of hybrid embossing folders? Stampin' Up! Has come out with several in the past, and there are actually two sets of hybrid embossing folders in this January catalog. If you don't have this catalog yet, message me and I can make sure that you get one. Actually, I am filming this because somebody in my team, and by team I mean the people who've purchased the starter kit from me, someone in my team asked me how these folders work. So I'm just going to back this up and say, you can talk to me about getting a catalog if you don't have one, or if you know somebody who is in the crafty crew, you could message them and they would make sure that they got this catalog to you as well. All right, I actually wanted to use this one instead of the heart one because I have a project I'm going to be working on later. This is so cool. Look at this. Isn't this awesome? First of all, I just love that it's got all these different words in it. Check out all the fun sentiments that are in this set. Thank you. Oh, happy day. Thinking of you. Love you. Hello. You make me happy. With sympathy. Celebrate. Just because. And get well. Wow, what a great set of sentiments. All purpose. Use them for lots of different occasions. And so cool when they're embossed and die cut. Let's talk concept of a hybrid folder. So an embossing folder, its job is to emboss, to take that flat paper and push up on part of it so that it's raised. Okay, so you get the embossed look. Now, by hybrid, it means that there's going to be a set of dies that coordinate with it. This is the way it comes out of the package. And a couple of things to point out. First of all, there's one giant plate here. You can see the shape of all the words, and the giant plate, because inside the holes, right, there's other stuff, like inside this one up here, there's some little stars. Inside of this one, there's some little clouds on a rainbow. This one looks like it's got more little clouds. Here's some flowers, here's some more flowers, here's some leaves. This one has a little row of hearts, and we got another rainbow over here. So the nice thing about this is that we got two rainbows. We got two sets of clouds. We got multiple different flowers here. You can do one pass through the machine and end up with 6 flowers from that single pass through the machine, or 2 rainbows with that single pass through the machine. Okay, so the big thing though is this plate. It's a single plate, and it's geared to line up with the embossing folder so that it will, if you run it through in a single pass, it will both cut and emboss the words. So let's check it out. So this looks a little bit different. I just took a minute and mounted it onto a magnetic sheet so that it would be easier to quickly take it on and off, because sometimes, I don't know if you've noticed, but the tape that's underneath here when it comes from the company, it's pretty sticky, and I'm always losing the little things popping off, and then the big things stick to it and I have trouble. So I like to use the magnetic sheets. This is a hybrid set of tools here. They work independently. They also work together. As an embossing folder, you can put a piece of paper through and you can get your embossed image. If it's a big piece of paper like this one, you'll get lots of words on it, or you could send it through and cut out just the words that you want, or you could take a small piece of paper and just lay it over the single part of the embossing folder that you wanted to use for the sentiment on that particular project. The dies also work independently of each other. So you can send your flat piece of paper through and use it like any other set of dies and end up with a flat piece of paper that's been die cut. But how fun is it to be able to use the two of them together in coordination and come up with a die cut word that has some embossing on it? That's what this was intended for. By the way, as an aside, if you have two of them like this, you can always take that flat one and glue it behind the one that's embossed and raised up even a little bit more on your project. Okay, so how then would you do this? There's 2 different ways that you could do this. You could emboss your piece of paper first, and then you could lay the set of dies over it carefully, get it all lined up, and run it through the machine and get it die cut. However, the folder is intended for you to make a single pass through the machine and do them both at the same time. So let me show you that. So let's think this thing through and my paper and how it's going to work. Here's the cutting edge. The word is backwards, so the cutting edge is towards me. When I put it on a piece of paper so that the word reads correctly, the cutting edge is now down. This is going to fit right over the word that I see on the embossing folder. As I run my finger along here, my fingernail just went down into a depression. Here, running across, my finger goes up over a raised area. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to line these two up, and it'll click into space. You see my finger trying to wiggle it around now? It's not going to go anyplace once it clicks into place. And now when I put my piece of paper in, and intentionally, I chose a piece of paper that was smaller than the folder because I know what you might be thinking. You might be worried, oh, the back side of my folder is protected by the paper, but here that cutting edge is going to go right into my folder. Should I be worried? The answer is no. So once again, flipping it over, cutting edge is now down. I see the word, and it's going to just work perfectly. Let me run this through the machine and show you what we get. All right, so here it's come out of the machine. Let me take off my die. And you can see already that it has cut these words. So there we go, perfectly die cut and perfectly embossed. To answer your question about damage to the folder, remember it went in this way with the cutting, well, it went in this way with the cutting edge towards me, cutting edge towards this side, and no, there is no damage to the folder at all. Second question that people might have is, what kind of sandwich do I use? Does the addition of the dies into the folder change anything in terms of the shims that you use on the machine? My answer from experience to that is no. Just use it with whatever. If you just run your paper through, whatever works with the paper, that will also work when you add the dies to it. And then a bonus with this particular one is that once you run a larger sheet through like that and pull out the one sentiment that you plan to use on a project, you're going to end up with some extra ones, and you want to save these somewhere. Here's my tip for saving them. Stampin' Up! Sells clear medium envelopes, and yes, they go through the mail. So we sell these clear medium envelopes, and they are great to fit inside the packaging right with my die, and I can take all these extra ones that I'm not going to use on this project and just slip them in here, and they'll be ready and available to use on a future project. So again, I hope that helps. Reminder real quickly, the folder works by itself, the dies work by themselves, and you can come back later and die cut something you've embossed, or run them both through the machine at the same time, and it will work together. No need to change the shim that you use for embossing is going to work for the die cutting, and save all those extra parts. Once again, reminder for those who are customers and watching this, I'm filming this for my team, for people who've purchased the starter kit from me, so that they will understand this product a little bit better and therefore be able to explain it to other people who might ask them questions. If you have any interest at all in joining my team, I'm happy to have you join with me. I'm also happy to have you join with anyone else who's on my team. You will get the same support from me as the team leader and from your friend who you sign up with. So we are the Crafty Crew. Message me with any questions. And if you know someone in the Crafty Crew, please talk to them about the benefits and advantages of getting your discount as a discount buyer and being part of a team of active demonstrators. Hey, I'm Katie Johnson. We'll catch you later. Bye.